Hey, welcome back. John at Happy Wife Acres, and today we're going to add an alternative door to the chicken coop. So we have the main door to the coop. This is where the chickens come in and out of. But when they do come out, they run directly onto the pavement, and then they usually go over there by the house, dig up the dirt. Now they go in the front yard. I'd like for them to have an alternative door, and it doesn't need to be very big, just as tall as a chicken. So I've got this area right here, so instead of installing a door all the way to the top, I just need to open up this bottom. This is chicken wire right here, and it looks to be about 7 or 8 feet wide. I think I'm going to make a door that's only half, so it's just going to go from here right there. Then I can swing it open, lock it in place. They can come and go, and they're close to the field. So let's get started. You want to get started? Okay, here we go. So I'm on the inside of the coop now, and I'm going to put it right there. And I measured this vertical distance, and because it's farm work, this over here is about 1.25 inches shorter, so I will account for that. I put in crooked bars, so I'll make a crooked door. And after I build the door, I'll have to put in a connecting bar right there to tie everything together. I will cut out the hardware cloth, and I will use that to cover the door. All right, so for the project, I'm going to use a 2x4 that has been split. And just run that down your table saw, split it directly in half, and you'll wind up with about 1.75 inches by 1.5 inches. I use this for almost all cages and farm stuff. All right, so I did the measurements, and it's 17 high on one side, it's 15 3/4 on the other. You want to have an 1/8 inch gap top and bottom, so that is 1/4 inch. Take that away and you get 16 3/4 and 15.5. I want it to be 40 inches total across, but I've got to count for the width of the 2 end pieces, so that's 3.5 inches. You take that from 40, you got 36.5. So now I have all the dimensions, I can cut that out. I got it clamped up. This bar, really like, you can buy these pieces at hardware stores or Harbor Freight, and you just use a piece of pipe and you can make it really long. So put it together, evened it all out, clamped it up, and I've got 3 drills. I'm going to drill a pilot hole with this drill. I'm gonna screw it in with a 2.5 inch screw, and before I do that, I'm gonna drill a countersink hole so it'll fit nice and flush. I'm gonna drill 2 holes here so it doesn't twist. Countersink. Screw it in. Finish that all the way around, and we'll put some wire on. So I put the frame in, and it's just held up with this box, and I'm just measuring so I know what to cut out. I'm going to use these aviation snips, and I have to keep in mind there's going to be a vertical bar over here on the left side that will have the hinges. So I'm just going to measure it and start cutting it out. Alright, so I got it cut out, and it's got some jagged edges, so I'm going to take it over to the bench grinder and just grind those off. Don't like cutting myself. So before I attach the screen, I'm going to go ahead and put the hinges on. I always toss these screws. These things are outside. They go through heat and cold cycles, and it usually works the screws out. They're not very good. So I go with a more stout screw, like a drywall screw, to attach these, and don't have a problem. Also, by putting these on before the screen, I don't have to then cut around the screen to get these to fit flush onto the wood. I'm also going to put in a hasp so I can keep it locked at night, And I will just cut out here so I can screw this onto the wood. And I'll just put it right up under there. Now I'm just going to secure the screen to the wood with an 18 gauge pneumatic stapler. These things are great. Every homesteader should have one. This is my second one. I wore the first one out. Okay, so I have wedged it in. I wedged this bar here, but I'm getting it so that it will open and close with ease. Thank you. Wedge this into the proper place where it will open and close without sticking. And then I've already got some screws that are pre-drilled right there, and I'm going to screw those in to the main structure, and that'll be it. Then I'll come back with the staple gun and I'll staple these against this piece. Alright, so I put on the other side of the hasp. I put a small little block down there in the corner, and that just keeps the door from closing more than it should. We use one of these cheap clips to keep animals from opening it up, but that'll just clip onto there, and then it opens. Swings wide, then we just hold it open with a bungee. So there it is. The girls and boys have already been using it, and I'm hoping it'll be a welcome addition to them. And now they have instant access to the field. They're out there eating soybeans, so hopefully the farmer will come and harvest soon. He might not have any soybeans left. Yeah, thanks for watching. It wasn't super difficult, but he used a lot of tools that every homesteader should have, and showed you that it doesn't take much. You can make a useful addition to your coop, something that'll be convenient for you and something that the boys and girls will like. Thanks, and we will see you soon on the homestead. Bye.